Morning glory and hallelujah, everybody. It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Tuesday, the 2nd of December, 2025. My name is Nick. I present to you Big J.
Yeah, here I am.
Hey, Big J. What's up, man?
Not much, dude.
You can tell me the truth. It's okay.
Yeah.
You all right?
Not much. Yeah.
All right, dude.
A little bummed, a little depressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
See, so you're not all right. You're bummed and depressed.
Well, I mean,
you're all by yourself.
Yeah, I am by myself.
You're very lonely.
It's yeah.
Maybe now's the time to call up some friends and do a little dude bro hangout, you know? What do you think? Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just like maybe hang out with some pals for a little bit.
It's a great idea.
See what's going on. I mean, it's Tuesday. Yesterday probably would have been the play. Maybe you could have caught the game somewhere, but you know what? You're, a creative guy. You can find a place to go and maybe invite out a couple of your friends and say, hey, listen, let's just bro down for a bit. I've been all by myself for like a week and a half because my wife didn't want to stay with me before she went out of town. So I'm very, very lonely right now.
Yeah.
And could use, a little bit of village around me. And I bet you a bunch of people would answer that call, Big J.
Of course they would.
Of course. So,
I have to leave my house.
Oh, okay. Well, then
that's the real problem. Once I get there, I don't want to leave.
You just want to wallow in your own depression by yourself?
Well, no, it's a hard thing. Like to go all the way home and then come all the way back out here.
Well, you don't have to come all. I mean, listen, I bet you people would come to you if you picked a place that was by you.
Sure,
you could do it. There's people would come to your neck of the woods. You don't always have to be the one to make the sacrifice. But if you are the one feeling down in the dumps, you're going to have to probably extend that olive branch and go, hey, listen, I'm thinking about, give me a little place in Middleton that maybe you'd like to go hang out.
There isn't.
Oh, no. Well, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Take that, Middleton.
My house? Want to come over and hang out?
People might, yeah. They might.
I mean, prune the tree?
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened. I know several people, myself included, that have come over to your house just to hang out, dude.
It's going to be brief. Tonight I have to go dog sit for a while.
Well, see, there you go. You'll be surrounded by love.
Yeah.
And
I've got
saliva.
4 cats that are waking me up this morning. Like, where's our food, mister?
That's different, though. Cats are independent, and you know it.
No, they aren't independent. When you have their food, they are not independent.
I thought you had that automatic feeder.
We do, but you have to put food in them.
Oh, you haven't done that? I thought it was like you filled it up with a ton, and then it only gave it out periodically.
A couple of them are on restricted diets, and they're not allowed to buffet.
Fair enough. Well, listen, this is your fate. You have chosen it. But on top of that, we got a busy day today, Big J, so I'm sorry. But maybe you being surrounded by things.
I need it. I need the busyness.
We'll drag you out of the doldrums. Because we have an opportunity for you to get qualified for the X's Holiday Treasure. We are now officially less than 2 weeks away from our giveaway party, Big J. That's going to be happening very soon at Hotel Renegade. We're very excited for that coming up on December 15th, so a chance for you to get qualified for that. Plus, we also have some prizes to give away. We have a Treassure coming to town. We have Memphis May Fire coming to town. We've got your tickets for that. We need your help picking on a movie for Big J tonight. I've stayed away from Netflix so that he doesn't get opted out because he's not on the correct tier.
That was weird
for movies.
Talk about messed up.
So no excuses this week, and so we're going to need your assistance in that particular department. And if all goes well, special guest on the show talking about a great thing in the community as well. Plus, we play music. Some GNR kicking things off here on the morning after on the X Rocks.
Important stuff. Launch newsfeed. On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
I was just reading a story about how big of a deal pickleball has become in the United States of America.
I've tried to tell you a million times.
I know it is. I get it. But, I mean, it's one of those deals where, there are now, officially more pickleball courts than golf courses in the United States of America or something like that. So it's
burn them down. All the golf courses, burn them down.
The most, recreational space is now devoted to pickleball in the United States. Although pickleball courts take up less space than a golf course, of course.
Yeah, but they never do.
Huh?
I mean, they're usually huge. It's usually 6 or 8 of them at a time.
Yeah, but still not as big as a golf course.
Well,
it's like one hole on a golf course. But, and if you remember, the city of Boise had to shut down a couple of pickleball locations because of noise complaints here in the Treasure Valley, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
But that hasn't stopped the Parks and Recreation Department here in Boise from trying to jump on board that pickleball craze. They announced yesterday they want to add 34 courts to the city by the year 2031. Now, if you remember, when they shut down the pickleball courts at Willow Lane Park and Manitou Park because neighbors said that players were making too much noise and they were playing too late into the night. A real NIMBY situation, Big J.
Yeah.
But now Parks and Recreation is proposing a 5-year plan that they will hope fulfill the need for places to play because they have had some complaints. They're like, listen, this is the only pickleball court within like 6 miles of my house. And a lot of times it's older people that like to be active in these particular things. And listen, they've got nothing else to do but to complain. And so it does sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You understand what I'm saying, Big J? And according to the plan, they could be adding courts to Oahe Park, Optimus Youth Sports Complex, Alta Harris Park, and Molnier Park. Building these could cost between $150,000 and $1.2 million, so that's a pretty big swing. It depends on really what gets approved and how many they end up adding to the actual parks. But since the court closures, they've needed some places to play, and there's not a ton of them. And so now we have an initiative to try to increase the amount of pickleball courts here in the Treasure Valley in the next 5 years. They're asking for input as to where you as citizens would like them to be. So you may want to check out the Parks and Rec site for Boise to voice your opinion now through the end of the year before they start laying out a real kind of drastic plan as to where these are going to go. Big J, where would you like to see pickleball courts come up?
I don't know if I have a particular place.
Oh, we got to get you out there in the court, Big J.
I don't think so.
Flopping things around.
That's a bad idea.
What's the matter?
Because I'm told that there's a lot of injuries around pickleball.
Yeah. Well, I think it's...
I mean, I can barely walk through my house without falling down.
Part of it, I believe, is the age range of pickleball players. You are more likely to get hurt and turn your ankle if you're 65 and out there than if you're 22.
Fat.
Well, listen, I don't know if you've ever seen a pickleball game. You don't have to go full bore. You can just kind of stand there and like clap it around like it's a ping pong game. But I understand the trepidation. I'm just saying maybe if there's one near your house, pickleball could be in the Big J future. The WNBA offseason is in full mode until May, but the league and its players union deep in CBA talks, and they're doing everything they can to avoid a lockout. They just pushed the deadline to January 9th, buying themselves a few more weeks to figure things out. The timing matters, of course. The league is hotter than ever. Ratings keep climbing. Caitlin Clark is expected back next season. In other words, nobody wants these negotiations to mess with the momentum of the league, but when has that ever stopped? Union and owner negotiations from shutting things down? It's almost undefeated. So we'll see what ends up happening. But yes, a reminder that there still isn't an agreement, and they are pretty far away. Especially with its popularity as big as it is, the players have more kind of like leverage on their side than they've ever had before. And so we will see. I mean, we have WNBA games that now routinely outperform in the television ratings to NBA games. So they've got a chance here to capitalize on it and make the money that they should probably rightfully be making. And we will see if it works out for the players or not, or if there are at least some concessions to be made. But there's talks to be had, Big J, and we'll see how it all works out. NBC is going to try to lean into the popularity of Wicked. They're going to air an encore of Wicked One Wonderful Night on New Year's Eve at around 6 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock our time, I should say. It's a 2-hour special, Big J, that will feature the stars of Wicked. Also, Jeff Goldblum's going to pop by, and a couple other of the kind of side players from the movie Wicked. The broadcast will be followed by a toast to 2026. That's the 2-hour retrospective that's going to replace Snoop Dogg's canceled special, if you remember. So they are still going to do something for it, but they're going to try to see if Wicked can draw some ratings for the new year as it is in popularity. This is something that they've aired once already. It's not a live or different thing. They aired it when the first Wicked movie came out. They're just giving it another kind of recycling thing. And it's the cast talking about the movie. It's some performances from songs from the films. And so it gets people a chance to check out Wicked on the small screen if they are obsessed with it and appears by the box office. At least some people are, Big J.
For sure.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Here's traffic. From the new to the old, we're digging deep into the depths of Netflix. It's Streaming Dumbass on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Oh, please, good people of the Treasure Valley, we need your help. Big J wants to watch a movie tonight, but the powers to choose that movie have been stripped from him and have been given to you. You make the decision as to which movie Big J will belly up to the TV and take part in tonight. Will it be a movie that you think sounds fun and interesting? Will it be a movie that you think sounds terrible and you want to torture Big J? It is your call. And ultimately, Big J agrees to watch the movie on his own this very evening. No questions asked. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Yes, no question.
How do we do this? Well, by voting. You will be given 3 opportunities to choose a movie. You pick the movie that you want Big J to watch, and you text in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. The catch is, you're not going to get the title. You're not going to get the stars of the movie. Not yet. You're just going to get the plot descriptions that were given to us by the streaming platform on which you can find that movie. And based only on that plot description, that is how you must make your decision. We will eventually, of course, release the titles of these movies along with the stars and where you can find them. But the fun is, unless you're an investigative reporter, you're not going to know what these movies are, unless maybe you've watched them yourself. And that plot sounds familiar to me. And then, so you vote by texting in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Movie number 1. Life seems easy for what seems to be a picture-perfect couple. Successful careers. They got a loving marriage. They got great kids. However, hidden resentment soon emerge when one of their careers takes a nosedive and the other's own ambition starts to take off. Movie number 2. Sam is a world-class secret agent. However, after blowing off bridal duties for an international spy mission, she's demoted to just a bridesmaid at her friend's wedding. She soon gets a chance at redemption when armed mercenaries crash the ceremony.
God, please vote for this one.
Hey, you don't do that. You cannot sway the vote.
I can.
It's not how that works. Because these people listen to you.
No, they don't.
Yes,
they listen
do.
the opposite of that. They're going to want to torture me.
I promise you, movie
probably
number 2
made a huge mistake.
Is going to win now. And movie number 3. A young man returns to an old Montana town to reclaim his legacy.
Pick this one.
He's caught between a law-abiding sheriff and a destructive stranger, as old secrets, they lead to violence.
Sounds like a history lesson.
You have 3 choices. Movie number 1, Nothing is Perfect. Movie number 2, Taking Out Terrorists. I Do. And movie number 3, This Town Ain't Big Enough for the Both of Them. All you have to do is vote for which one you want Big J to watch. You text in movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to our text line, and boom, you are in. The more people that take part, the less likely there's a tie. We hate ties because then I have to make the decision, and I know these movies, and so that's not fair. We want you to make the decision. So text in, be a part of it. We'll let you know what movie actually got the most votes and the name of all of them. That's next on the X Rocks. That's AC/DC. You shook me all night long here on The Morning After with Nick and Big J. Let's get to the conclusion of Streaming Dumbass. Big J, have you tabulated the votes?
Yes, I have.
Do we have a winner?
We do.
Wonderful. Let's go in reverse order. What movie got the least amount of votes?
Movie number 1, Nick.
Movie number 1 was probably the biggest hit out of the bunch, although it's the only one that got a theatrical release, I'll tell you that. It stars some pretty big names, Big J. Benedict Cumberbatch. You ever heard of Doctor Strange?
Yeah, of course.
Olivia Colman is in it as well. It is called The Roses, Big
The
J.
Roses. Yeah, okay.
The remake of War of the Roses that is now streaming on Hulu. If you would like to watch that on your own time, you certainly can. That is where it is available to watch if you have a subscription. So enjoy that, but it did get the least amount of votes. What movie came in second place?
Coming in second place is movie number 3.
Movie number 3 was the action western of the bunch. It was called The Unholy Trinity, Big J.
Oh, yeah, it stars Tim Montana.
He is in that. That's right.
Yeah.
So is Samuel L. Jackson and Pierce Brosnan, although I'd say you're hard-pressed to say it stars Tim Montana.
I don't care.
Pretty far down on
My
that
friend
list.
Tim Montana. Dude.
But you're going to have to watch Tim Montana on your own time, Big J, because it did not win. The movie that you lobbied for during the descriptions
You
won.
complained, but let me tell you something. Years and years and years before we had this where the audience was picking I would routinely pick the movie that I wanted to see, and guess what? More often than not, it was terrible.
Yeah, I get the feeling it might be the baddest of the bunch, but I don't know.
So you should be happy.
I don't know.
Also, thanks. I mean, listen, overwhelmingly, we had more votes than we've had in a long time.
I
It's
prefer
ridiculous.
when Streaming Dumbass isn't tainted, but hey, listen, you take that W however you want to take it. You will be watching a
control
movie
this.
called Bride Hard, Big J. It stars Rebel Wilson and Anna Camp, those from the Picture Perfect franchise. They reunite in
You meant Pitch Perfect.
movie. What did I say? Picture Perfect? Yeah. Bride Heart is the name of the movie that you will be watching. It is available also on Hulu. So you will sit down and watch that film, and then you will report back around this time tomorrow and let us know if it's worth your time or not.
Where is it? What?
Hulu.
Hulu. Okay.
Hulu.
Perfect.
So Bride Heart is the name of the movie. If you want to play the home game, you can see if your review compares and contrasts with Big J's. He'll be reporting back tomorrow with his. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your streaming dumbass. We got some important stuff. It's next to the X Rocks.
And stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, they did a study where they followed around 31,000 adults for 11 years.
It's a long time, man.
I agree. And they were specifically focused on people's diets. And they're like, okay, what's good, what's bad, what's good for these people, what's bad for these people. And they discovered, hands down, Big J, you need to get more polyphenols in your diet. Can you please
What the hell's a polyphenol?
commit to doing that? What do you mean? They're good for your blood pressure. They're good for your cholesterol levels. They're great for your urine metabolites, and so it's great. You got to get them. So if you don't know where polyphenols are, got to drink some more coffee, Big J. Tea, berries, nuts, whole grains. Get some olive oil in you. These are all things that will help your cardiovascular health significantly, according to this study.
Sounds like a Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, it's very greasy, very liquidy, but there's some good stuff in there. It is an interesting way that people can improve their cholesterol as well and lower your blood pressure naturally. And of course, those are good cholesterols that are coming in as opposed to bad. As those of you that have cholesterol problems know, there's a difference between those two. Basically, long-term adherence to those kind of diets can substantially slow the rise of cardiovascular risk in people. So, maybe take it on. Grab yourself a nut or two. Put a berry in that mouth of yours. Drink some more coffee and some tea. Dabble
Roger
some
that.
olive oil on some salad. Go to town. What's the for?
Sound good to me. I think maybe make your own dressing with some olive oil.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Just a drizzle of olive oil is like,
Sometimes. It's kind of the base of a lot of vinaigrettes. So enjoy, have some fun, improve your health the diet way, Big J. On Sunday, the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Tennessee Titans 25-3 in a game that was airing only in hell. During this ugly game, Jaguars punter Logan Cook allegedly threatened Titans running back Julius Chestnut in a way that crossed the line of sportsmanship. Chestnut said he was just trying to play hard, and he came up to me, and he said he was going to, quote, kill me. He was going to murder me. When asked about the exchange yesterday, the head coach of the Jaguars, Liam Cohen, seemed to blow it off, saying, listen, he's heard that said a bunch of times on the field from players in games, so whatever.
I'm going to murder you.
It's a weird thing to say, right?
Yeah, it
In
is.
that phrase, like, especially the punter to a backup running back. I'm going to murder you.
It's a little off-putting.
It is a bit weird. Like, I get you have to be in a mental space to play that game sometimes, specifically on a professional level. But, like, come on, man. Either way, the teams square off one more time this season, so we'll get to see if things calm down by then, or it could be a last Boy Scout scenario. I do not know. I certainly hope that's not the case. But it is a weird thing to say to somebody. Like, you know, like you can say things like, I'm going to kill you or whatever, like you do in like hyperbole and those kind of things. Yeah. But to like stare down a backup running back as a punter and go, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to murder you. It's a weird thing to say. Just straight.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotions on a football field, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, when you're punting, you got to be emotion-based, right? You got to keep your head in the game.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains have found themselves in the national news spotlight, Big J, because they have gotten an open letter from the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, known heretofore as PETA.
PETA.
This time, the organization wants the band to change their name to Betty in Chains. They have officially petitioned the band to change their name to Betty in Chains just on their social media, just for a month. They want to highlight the plight of a 56-year-old elephant named Betty that's been part of a long-running Caden circus that they believe it kind of takes part in animal abuse. The letter says, coming to you with a wonderfully strange request from us at PETA. Would Alice in Chains be willing to go by Betty in Chains across social media for a month to spotlight the elephant? In a nutshell, get it, Big J? We are turning up the volume on our efforts to rescue a elderly disabled elephant named Betty who is forced to perform in roughly 300 circuses a year. An elephant expert who recently examined Betty warns that she faces a fatal collapse if not immediately retired into a sanctuary. So by lending a version of your iconic name, you could set stage for freedom, amplifying her story to millions and change the course of history for all animals used in circuses. Now, Alice in Chains haven't publicly commented on the PETA publicity stunt, so we don't know. It's different. How do you look like jerks if you're Alice in Chains and you don't do this, right?
Yeah. I would say if you really don't want to, how much does it cost to do this?
To do what?
To make to help the elephant.
I do believe that they need the circus to voluntarily give it up, and they feel
or they
like
have
public
to buy
pressure.
the elephant.
Well, I don't know if it's for sale.
Oh.
So you'd have to get. I believe they're trying to publicly pressure the Caden Circus into giving up and retiring the animal to a sanctuary because they're not doing it. In order to
do that, you have to extort somebody else.
Yes, you have to lean on the fame of another band to change their name for.
But why
this particular
Alice in Chains?
Because Betty's in chains, figuratively, you understand, as a elephant in this circus.
I guess. It's a stretch, man.
They have been rallying against the animals in circuses for a very long time on the PETA side of things. But I don't know how you come off looking good if you're Alice in Chains. They didn't ask for this.
Yeah, no,
and
this
now
sucks
they're in
for
this
them.
situation.
But also, what, in the PETA home offices, they're like, okay, how are we going to do, what do we do?
Well,
I know. Betty in Chains, Alice in Chains. Let's publicly extort this band to change their name for a month on social media. That's a great idea, Ted.
PETA traditionally has never been light-handed in their requests for things, and usually they kind of go in under the radar and things like that, but this is a very public and something that kind of blew up fairly quickly, which is another reason why Alice in Chains I don't think could even if
don't
they say,
give in, Alice in Chains. Don't do it.
Like, this is a weird request.
Give to another charity out there that goes about business in a much better way.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it puts them in a precarious situation. I feel bad for Alice in Chains because, listen, they've worked forever to get their brand the way it is, and then to change it is obviously nobody is pro animal abuse. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't want that either. But
And so-
PETA needs to shut up sometimes.
It's like if PETA came to you and said, change your name to Betty J for just a month, Big J, on your social media. And if you don't, that means you're pro this elephant getting dragged around, this disabled elderly elephant.
You know what I would tell him.
I know. Well, you've hated PETA for a very long
I'd tell him to go straight to hell.
But yeah, Alice in Chains, I feel like, has a little bit of a tougher sell here. So I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they just be quiet and let it play out and don't say it. It's not like they're on the road. They're just kind of chilling out right now. Maybe they're just like, listen, we didn't even see this letter. We don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what's going to happen.
We didn't even know about this. We're old. We don't go on our Instagram. What are you talking about?
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to go to hell. It's next on the X Rock.
Stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell. The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
We are going to the town of Waddington, New York for today's We're Going to Hell story.
No, lovely.
One of our weirder We're Going to Hell stories that you'll ever have, Big J. So buckle up, because this one's going to take some twists and turns, okay?
Okay.
7:45 in the morning on Sunday in the little teeny tiny town of Waddington, things got a little crazy when somebody in a neighborhood heard a terrible and awful crash, right?
Yeah.
So they call 911 and they're like, listen, I'm right off of State Route 37. I just heard a really bad crash. I see some smoke rising from the trees. You might want to send somebody out here and take a look. And when police arrive, they find a silver Buick Enclave off the roadway. And the only person in the vehicle was going west on State Route 37 when they clearly lost control of the vehicle, left the road, hit a fence, and came to a rest by a tree. Did not look like a very serious accident, just one that was kind of interesting, but the driver had sustained some interesting injuries, was unresponsive at the scene, took him to the hospital. He later died at the Canton Potsdam Hospital from his injuries, Big J. And so they're like, Jesus, okay, well, let's go to the victim's home and see if we can notify next of kin, right?
Yeah.
So after this all happens, it's like 8 o'clock Sunday night, and they show up to the victim's home to make a notification. But that's when the investigation gets really, really weird. Because they knock on the door, there's no answer, but there's some lights on. So police can kind of see through the window, and they see what appears to be somebody lying on the ground.
Uh-oh.
So that gives them probable cause. They enter the house, and inside of the house is the body of another man on the floor.
What the hell?
Also injuries to him. And so, like 20 minutes later, they get a phone call from the hospital, and they're like, hey, these injuries are pretty old. Like, I mean, some of these came from the accident, but there are also some injuries here that do not corroborate with him just from the accident, you know?
Yeah.
What the hospital is saying is, we think he was beat up and injured before he got into this accident and had something happen to them. So putting all of these clues together, what police believe happened, because listen, dead man tell no tales, Big J, nobody's talking.
His body's talking.
There was clearly some sort of altercation at the house, which left both men pretty badly injured. One of them dead at the house. They think the other one was driving his way to the hospital to take care of his injuries that he had, which were pretty grave. And then obviously a lost consciousness or something behind the wheel, which caused him to go off the road and have this other accident and give him additional injuries, or maybe even worse than the ones that he already had. And he ended up dying from there. So now they have two dead men, Big J, from one particular incident. All of this is happening. They don't have an autopsy scheduled for both men until 9 o'clock on Monday, because it's a little teeny tiny town, Big J. The medical examiner's got stuff to do. You understand?
They probably don't even have a medical examiner, and they have to ship it out.
And so all of this is kind of coming from detectives and police and investigators kind of piecing this together. But they feel like this is what happened. They don't know what caused the incident, but basically it's got two people messed up, and it all started with a little teeny tiny minor car crash. Turned out to two dead people. So it is an interesting scenario, unless you as Detective Big J have any alternative theories that you want to posit.
Yeah, it's clearly a fight over Taco Bell.
Okay.
I mean,
we got motive from you. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know why. I'm
that
just
early
like,
in the
that's-
morning, though? Like, breakfast at Taco Bell's that much worth that fighting for?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But
people fight over weird things. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. And so there was some sort of altercation there. Both men are also in their 60s, so something was going on there. Do not know if the other man that was at the house lives there or something like that, or if it was a different type of altercation. We may never know, Big J. This is one of those we're going to hell unsolved mystery. All we know is we got two bodies and nobody's talking.
hopefully it'll make it into the next season.
You never know. We might have a We're Going to Hell follow-up. But right now, it's always like, listen, don't argue over Taco Bell. This is a lesson we're learning here. Of course, that's a part of the story that Big J made up, but still, it's a valuable lesson. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we got to get somebody qualified for the X's Holiday Treasure. That's next on the X Rocks.
What can we give you this holiday season that you don't already have?
I don't know, hepatitis?
That you don't already have?
That was harsh.
Let's play the X's Naughty List to get you qualified for our holiday treasure on 100.3 The X Rocks.
All right, kids, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Your opportunity to win your share of $10,000. It is the X's Holiday Treasure. Big, gigantic, huge giveaway party happening on December 15th at the Hotel Renegade in downtown Boise, right off of Grove. It's going to be awesome. We are going to give away $10,000 there. We want to win your share of it. And if you want to take part, you got to get qualified. Thank you to CBH Homes, Bimart, and Skog Law for being a part of the fun. You have to figure out what rocker has landed their way onto Santa's naughty list, courtesy of Big J's clues, left by Santa himself, it seems, just from picturing these clues in my head.
Yeah.
And I would say, on a degree of difficulty scale, Big J, today's probably pretty hard. Agree or disagree?
I mean, yeah.
It's been one of those things where this person hasn't been top of mind for a while, so I can understand why the name would escape you. So it might be difficult. So if you're up for a challenge and you want to get qualified for the X's Holiday Treasure, 208-287-1003, and let's see if you got what it takes. Are you ready, Big J, with Santa's clues?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, then let's see what actually happens here. Best of luck to everybody. Hello, the X.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Aaron.
All right, Aaron, you're up first. Good luck.
This front man is at the top of Santa's naughty list. This, and quite frankly, every year because he's been arrested more times than Santa's delivered toys to the Treasure Valley.
Okay.
He's also on Santa's list because more times than Santa can count, he's paid to see this band live, and he's had some sort of meltdown and just walked off stage before the end of the show. Santa hates when that happens.
Okay.
Finally, he's on on the naughty list because he decided to name his band Puddle of Mud, but spells mud with 2 D's. Santa always puts bad spellers on his naughty list. Sorry.
Wes Scantlin.
There you go.
Aaron nailed it. Good job, man. Wes Scantlin is on Santa's naughty list. Aaron, you're officially qualified for the X's Holiday Treasure. Please hang on 1 second. We'll give you everything that you need. So maybe it wasn't that hard, Big J. Good job, Aaron.
Yeah,
Well
nice
played,
work,
sir.
man.
So you'll have another opportunity right around this time to qualify for the X's Holiday Treasure. So continue to listen and tune in and be a part of the fun so that we can get you rocking and rolling for that giveaway party happening at the Hotel Renegade coming up on the 15th. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some important stuff. That's next on the X Rocks.
Spanning the globe in search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, would you be shocked to find out that important stuff is brought to you by T-Moz and the Pre-Owned Superstore?
I would not.
What's your level of surprise that getting financed at T-Moz is even easier now than ever?
I've heard it's pretty good. Pretty easy to do.
There's a website called GoTeamCredit.com. Everybody gets pre-approved with no effect on your credit. So why don't you log on to GoTeamCredit.com today and get yourself started. Big J, I hope you wake up every day and thank the good Lord above that you are not a famous singer.
Okay.
Because there is new research out of University Witten, which is located in Norway, that did a study basically comparing the lives of about 6,408 singers across the world. Half of them famous, half of them not. They're just singers, right? They matched by birth year, by gender, by nationality, by ethnicity, and by music genre. And what they found out is if you are a famous singer, you die way sooner than those that aren't famous, Big J. It's like a damn death sentence, you understand?
No.
Famous singers lived on average to the age of 75, while non-famous counterparts reached 79 to 80 years old. That means that there is an elevated risk of achieving fame with your actual endgame. Basically, it's almost like you're smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, according to the study that came out. Smoking obviously kind of shortens your life by about 34%. Right around 33% for being somebody that is a famous singer. Solo performers faced higher risks than band members. Those guys showed about a 26% higher rate of death if they were in a band as opposed to just performing by themselves. Lots of reasons why this is the case. Obviously, if you're famous, you have more access to, things that cost money that can be bad for you, Big J. You live a little bit harder, life on the road. You understand these things.
It's much easier to get your drug. You got money.
And so that could play a factor, but it doesn't necessarily always. But being famous does significantly shorten your lifespan, Big J. So something to keep in mind for those of you that are dreaming for those big stars in the sky. You're cutting 34% of your life off at the knees. But sometimes people would say the fame is worth it, Big J.
Well, they get to live their life live in front of everybody.
Good save. The Oklahoma City Thunder started their season 20-1, Big J. Did you know that?
No.
But it might not be the most impressive stat that the team has this year. Of course, SGA is the reigning MVP of the league. He scored 26 points in their win over the Blazers on Sunday, which extended his streak of 20 or more points in a game to 93 consecutive. That is the second longest streak in the NBA history. Big J, for the block, Before SGA set this mark, who had the longest streak of most 20-point games in a row? Famous scorer in the NBA.
Famous scorer?
Yes. Probably most famous for scoring.
Michael Jordan?
No. Before Michael Jordan's time. It happened in
Will
1960.
Chamberlain?
There you go. Happened in 1963 to 1964. Will Chamberlain had 92 straight games where he scored at least 20 points. So that's pretty impressive. If Alexander keeps going and doesn't miss a game, that would be really impressive, of course. So all eyes on SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are primed for a repeat in the NBA. Paramount has released their schedule for their major franchises all the way through 2028. Of course, as you know, they're going to put in together a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. That's going to open up on November 17th, 2028. And then there's going to be an untitled Sonic Universe event film. That's going to happen on December 22nd, 2028. For those of you unaware, this new reboot for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to blend live action and CG animation. That will be the first time that the Turtles have been in live action since 2016, when the Michael Bay Out of Shadows franchise kind of died off.
It's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. And then the Sonic Universe event film is something different. That's different than Sonic 4 that's already on the slate. We have a new event in it, and it says Universe, so don't know if that's going to be a spin-off or if that's a direct sequel to the Sonic the Hedgehog movies that are very successful for Paramount. That is to be determined, I imagine, but we now know your family-friendly blockbusters through the year 2028 for Paramount. We've talked about this before. Sometimes setting dates, I feel, is like a death rattle for things. It's very difficult to do that.
They didn't. I mean, when did Marvel started this, right?
Something happened where I feel like it's almost ridiculous when you have a release date, but yet you don't have a title for the film, which means you don't have a script. You have no idea what this movie looks like. You just have a finish line up, and then you have to hopefully, and this is how like bad things get made. You rush, and then you're not happy with the product, but you have a date that you have to meet, and so you hurry these things into production, and a lot of times there are corners that are cut that make the movie suffer. And we probably need to stop that, but this is what gets people excited, though. You know what I mean? Like, Sonic fans are like, oh, sweet, I got something to look forward to in 2028, at least. And same thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fans. So there's a give and take there for the companies, I believe. Mm-hmm. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. Can we do some Pop Culture Smackdown next, Big J?
Yeah, why not, man?
Then we will. It's next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the TD
Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, and it's time to hook some people up with some tickets, Nick. We have got tickets to Atreyu, that show going down at Treassure Music Hall on the 4th, so just a couple days away. Norma Jean and 0936 going to be there as well, so this is going to be a great show, man. Let's get these to you. You just need to beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown to make it happen.
All right, a little holiday jams if you like. If you would like to play, you have to defeat Big J in Pop Culture Smackdown in order to claim this prize. So let's give you a phone number. 208-287-1003 is the number that you need to call if you'd like to play. And we wish you all the best of luck. Big J, are you ready?
No.
Wonderful. That's actually the correct answer, so we're off to a good start. Hello, the X.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man? What's your name?
Tim.
All right, man, you are up first. What MTV cartoon duo was famously created by Mike Judge?
Beavis and Butthead?
right.
That is correct.
Yeah.
You're officially taking on Big J. Big J, what actor played the role of Newman on the TV show Seinfeld?
Hello, Newman. Wayne Knight.
That is correct. Back to you, sir. What fictional character has a blue phone box that can travel through time and space?
A blue what?
Like a phone box, you know, like a public phone box.
A phone booth.
A phone booth, if you will, yeah. But it's called a box.
Superman. I have no idea.
Superman! Oh, would that be cool if, like, the phone booth that Superman changed in could take him to different places in time and space? Hello, the X.
Hello.
He could do that himself if he wanted to.
Yeah, he can actually turn back time if he flies this fast enough speed.
We've seen that.
What fictional character has a big blue phone box that can travel through space and time?
Is that Doctor Who?
Yes, it is Doctor Who.
Doctor
That
Who.
is correct. Big J, what animated movie series takes his name from a Yiddish word meaning monster?
Let's go with Gru.
Oh. That's a pretty good guess, but no.
Minion?
I was thinking more. No. Think green. Does that help you?
Grinch?
No. No. Any guesses, sir? You win no matter what.
I'll try to tell you.
The answer is Shrek. Big J.
Shrek.
Shrek is what we were looking for. Congratulations, man. You got tickets to go check out Atreyu this week. Hold on tight. We'll get some information from you. You're all good to go. And we will come back and talk about a really important and awesome charity here in the Treasure Valley that needs your help. And oh, by the way, you could get a car out of the deal. So it's a pretty good exchange of goods. That's next on the X-Rocks. That is Soundgarden. That is Fell on Black Days here on The Morning After with Nick and Big J. It's always good when we can bring some attention to some great nonprofits here in the Treasure Valley. And if you've been a fan of this show, you know the person we're about to spend some time with. Her name is Dana Batts. She is in studio with Lila's house. Good morning, Dana. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous. How are you?
Very good. Thank you very much for getting up early, swinging on in here to talk about a really cool and incredibly important thing that you and Lila's house have put on. But I want to get to that in a second. But first, I want people to make sure that they are aware and familiar with what exactly you guys do over there at Lila's house. So remind everybody what this is all about.
Yeah, I mean, we do quite a bit. Our biggest focus right now is sensory spaces at events so that families can come out and spend time at events because that's not something we're often able to do or stay at. But our big goal is to actually build a state-of-the-art autism school right here in the Treasure Valley.
It's an incredible goal that you've had ever since I met you those couple years ago. Yeah. But you have been obviously immersed fully in the autism community here in the Treasure Valley. It is something you're incredibly passionate about. And I love the passion that you bring. And you have kind of organized a bunch of different events all by yourself. The Autism Run and Walk is all you these days.
Yeah.
And so I got to give you credit for keeping those things going and making sure people are aware as to what's going on. But, you know, as a nonprofit, you rely on the support of others to help make some of these dreams come true. And so you are doing something really cool right now, and tell people about that.
Yeah, so we're doing a car sweepstakes right now with Treasure Valley Subaru. We've been very fortunate to work with them quite a bit. But we really wanted to raise some money for the nonprofit so that we can actually turn our sensory spaces into a mobile vehicle and bring on some team members. So right now with the sweepstakes, it goes till December 12th. It's $100 per entry, and you get the opportunity to win a vehicle. But you can also get a referral link once you purchase, and then you can refer friends. And if you refer a friend, you get an extra entry. And the top 3 people that refer the most friends actually get Shields gift certificates, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, and these are big money certificates too, which is nice just in time for the holidays. So yeah, I mean, it's $100 for a ticket, an opportunity to get a Subaru from Treasure Valley Subaru, which is no slouch, obviously something that will last you throughout the winter and for a very, very long time. And it's great that you have harvested that partnership as well. Yeah. But it is important that people kind of take part. And one of the things I love about this is you've made it pretty accessible. It's one of the things about the autism community, accessibility. Yeah. And so whether, you know, you have a website or you're just on your phone or you just have a chance to text, you can take part in what you have going on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you just need to text something, get a link real quick, it's 33100 and you text autism to that number. It's 33100, text autism. Or you can go on our website, lylashouse.com, LYLASHOUSE.com. Or you can go on any of our social media. And right now our Instagram is the Autism Foundation. And then I think our Facebook is still under Lila's House, but our link is, facebook.com/the Autism House Foundation. So.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, nothing for nothing. You're $100 and you get almost a brand new car. It's a brand new car. Yeah, it's a pretty good. It's Crosstrek, right?
Yeah, it's a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Limited. So.
Yeah, nice. $100. I'll take it.
Yeah, right.
So that seems to be a pretty easy way to get yourself a brand new car and do something really amazing to help out. And taking on something like this, people might not realize if you're in the space where autism hasn't been a part of your personal life. There's a lot you don't know about how hard it is and how difficult it is. But it's not a burden. It's just that way your life is.
Yeah. But
these sensory things and being able to get out and be a part of regular society is really important to keeping everything together.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many challenges that we face. There's no doubt about that. But when you've raised an autistic kid, you don't know anything else, Mm-hmm. It's you don't know what it's like outside of that. And honestly, they're so brilliant. And that's why we want to build these autism schools, because We just need a way to unlock their brilliance, give them an environment that works for them to unlock that. Every single person in this world has something to contribute. And it's about giving them the access to the information and the way that we do things that works for them to get them that opportunity to really showcase what they're so good at, what they love, what their passion is, just like anybody else.
Yeah, my introduction to what you do was at the Walk for Autism a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I saw you set up your sensory space kind of when you were first getting started, and it was a game changer. Obviously, it was a place specifically for the autism community, so it was incredibly popular to see everybody have just a place where they could go to take a break if they were overstimulated or whatever the case may be. And it didn't matter if you were on the spectrum or not. Sometimes that space is a nice thing to have when you are overwhelmed. And so it's a good opportunity to remind you, if you are a company, if you are a business that's doing something family friendly and you want to make things, just a little bit extra, great, reach out to Dana and kind of find out what these are for, because you have them for adults, you have them for kids, you have them for families. It's a great option to have if you're going to have an event so that people can have a place to take a break if they need to take a break. And you have a bunch of really cool things inside of there to make everybody happy. It really is a wonderful timeout spot, and making sure everybody has a little place to go can make all the difference in the world for a successful event, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we actually learned pretty recently was it doesn't just help our community. It actually helps a lot of veterans too that have PTSD. We've had a lot of people come in and say, hey, we need to have these at concerts, because we have a ton of veterans that just bounce after maybe 30, 45 minutes at a concert because it's too much. It's too sensory overwhelming, especially with their PTSD. And I just thought that was beautiful too. I mean, here we are thinking we're only serving our community, and we're serving so many more people out there. And I'm a veteran, so that's so important to me that's happening too. But those environments are built for adults and for kids, and we have activities in there and everything. And I just really want to make our community a better place for everyone as much as we possibly can.
You do a great job of that so far. And listen, we want you to check out Lyla's house and make sure you understand what they're about as far as the autism community is concerned. But cannot stress enough, the idea here is, let's sell some raffle tickets. Let's make sure that you're getting involved in this and involving your friends and throwing down $100 for the holidays and maybe getting yourself a brand new car courtesy of it. So why don't we remind people one more time how they can get involved and how they can grab those tickets?
Yeah, so you can text autism to 33100. That's autism to 33100. Or you can go to lylashouse.com, LYLASHOUSE.com, and you can enter to win there.
You are a fantastic person. Thank you for all that you do. It is a pleasure to know you. Happy to get the word out a little bit. So help out Dana, help out the whole crew, and let's make this be a reality. Because again, there's some lofty goals for what Dana wants to do, but it is achievable. And it is obviously, if you are in the autism community, know that it is needed as well. So let's help out the best that we can. And Dana, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. You bet.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Got to recap the Morning After Fantasy Football League. That's happening next on the X Rocks. That is Green Day on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Jesus. God almighty. Turn it down. It is time to recap the Morning After Fantasy Football League week number 13, dude.
It's crazy.
It's all presented by McCleary's Pub. We appreciate their support and their love, and we got ourselves a playoff push, Big J, and it all starts with the Travis Swifts. How's it looking for you, bro?
The Travis Swifts. Well, let's take a look going up against the Deadpool variants, Nick. And so here's how things started for the Deadpool variants. Things started with Jared Allen, quarterback there for the Buffalo Bills.
Jared Allen?
Josh Allen. 17.72 points, Nick. It's not bad from your quarterback right there. Bucky Irving returning to the lineup for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a running back. What's wrong?
Keep that in mind as this story goes on.
Oh, good. 16 points from Bucky there. And his defense got him 16 points, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So not bad. They gave him a total of, so some of the other players had some decent scoring there. Got him 101.02 points, Nick. I'm going to battle with Dak Prescott again, who's having a phenomenal season. Got me 21 points, almost 22 points right there, Nick. And Chase Brown back in the lineup, running heavy for the Cincinnati Bengals on that in that game against Baltimore. Got me 18 points. I got 22 points from Scary Terry McLaurin. just off of the injury list there, Nick. He was back in and performing quite well for me. Chris Olave did great as well, get me almost 15 points. Travis Kelce, if you will, got me 15 points. I got 20 points from DeAndre Swift, and New England Patriots got me 11 points on the defense. So that landed me 138 points, so crushed the poor Deadpool variants, Nick.
That means you have won, Big J. What does that record push you to?
I'm now 8-5.
Nice, dude. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah,
Congratulations. On the Pickle Nick side of things, I was going up against a team that just wiped the floor with me in week number 2, but this matchup went a little bit more in my favor. I told you to remember that Bucky Irving returned to the Tampa Bay lineup, something that I was not paying attention to when I set my particular lineup, because in my running back position was the guy that was getting the start for the Buccaneers in his place, which was Sean Tucker, who had gone off the last couple of weeks, but Sean got exactly 2 carries for no yards. I had a 0 burger out of him. I did not know that Bucky Irving was returning. Granted, it was Thanksgiving. I was a little bit busy, so I was a bit distracted, but I have nobody to blame but myself for having that 0 burger in my lineup. But I was lucky enough where the rest of my lineup did okay that it did not matter. I beat the running a chain on y'all 107-77. Jacoby Brissett has been a godsend since I picked him up off the waiver wire. Terrible team, terrible quarterback. Dude puts up fantasy numbers every single week.
He is averaging 18 points a game.
Tell me about it. I know.
Yeah.
He put up 21 for me in their loss to Tampa Bay. That was nice. I got 21 points out of RJ Harvey for the Broncos, which is great. That game went in overtime. Thank goodness it did. And then I got 12 points out of Aubrey. Really, everybody else on my team underperformed, but it was still enough because, unfortunately, running a chain had Lamar Jackson, who had a terrible game. Tony Pollard had a terrible game. Devontae Smith never got the ball in the game against the Eagles. Poor Shakir for the Bills never touched the ball because they just ran like crazy against Pittsburgh. And so it was a bad game for running a chain on you all. And once again, I take advantage of other teams' bad games for some reason.
Yeah.
So I
what a good team
improved
does, Nick.
to 9-4 on the season. Big J, I'm the new undisputed number 1 seed in the morning after fantasy
Take
football.
that, Dr. Bacon.
Dr. Bacon fell 113-99 this week. He had a great game out of Patrick Mahomes, but really that was about it. Whereas one Detroit, one Pride All Grit got a great game out of Jared Goff. Also got a great game out of Williams, the wide receiver for the Lions. They teamed up on that. And then most importantly, a huge game out of Zach Ertz. 20 points out of him in the game against Denver on Sunday night. And so that helped him get a victory, improving to 7-6. The former number 1 seed, Team Dr. Bacon, falls to 8-5 after that particular loss. Of course, we also have Team Cult of Josh winning 118-61. That's what we call a blowout, Holmes, against Team Joe Smith. Baker Mayfield, none of his team did great, really, except for the Seattle Seahawks defense, Big J, who put up 32 points against their Minnesota Vikings in that shutout victory. That was huge.
DeMarcus Lawrence is an animal right now. Like, I don't like to talk anything nice about the Seattle Seahawks, but I mean, it's hard not to be happy for his success because obviously Boise State comes first.
Yeah, it's amazing the Cowboys decided to walk away from him, weirdly enough, when they needed so much help on the defensive line.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous number for a defense to put up.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, shutouts don't happen in the NFL, so that's one of the reasons why that number's so big. But big win for Cult of Josh. He improves to 6-7. Team Joe Smith falls to 5-8. Both those teams out of the playoff conversation at this point. We got a big game out of Dell 2, Nick and Big J 0, winning 103-78 over Bone Thugs and Charbonnet, who was in playoff position, but only got one. I mean, he kept the Packer. He must have the same fate that I did. He kept Wilson in, the Packers running back, not knowing Josh Jacobs was returning, and it only got him 1.4 points. And then he got 0 points out of St. Brown, the wide receiver for the Lions, who got hurt on Thanksgiving Day, and then 0.6 points out of Zay Flowers, who just didn't touch the ball in the Baltimore Ravens loss. And so that was just a bad wash for him and unlucky. But Dell reaped the benefits. Not a great game out of Jackson Dart, but enough to give him a victory. 17 points out of Derrick Henry, 21 out of Nico Collins, 16 out of George Pickens, and Dell improves to your record, Big J, 8-5 on the season with that victory. Your high score of the week goes to the great Bijan. Of course, Bijan Robinson helped with that. He put up a 30-burger, 35 for A.J. Brown, and, of course, another great performance for Devontae Adams as well with 22 points. That was enough to give the great Bijan a 143 points and your high score of the week. Congratulations, the great Bijan. You have got your high score of the week prize coming your way from McCleary's Pub. Sorry, Matty Ice. This dude put up 140 points and lost this week. That's a bummer. He would have beaten everybody else except the team that he's going up against in this league. I've been there. I know that sucks, Matt. My apologies. Huge game out of CeeDee Lamb. Huge game out of Brock Bowers. Huge game out of Rice, the wide receiver for the Chiefs, but still took the L to fall in 5-8 and probably ruined his playoff picture. So, as we have a couple of games left before the playoffs, Big J, you and I are going head-to-head in the next week. This will be for the number 1 seed in the league, Big J. So when you come at the big guy, you better not miss.
Here's the problem, though, okay? Because it sucks because if, let's say you beat me, which probably is going to happen.
All right.
You always beat me most of the time.
Take it easy.
That's probably going to knock me out of the playoff picture, depending on what happens. So,
no, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's only 4 teams that go to the playoffs. You need this one this week. Yes.
Here's what we need going into the playoffs is you and me in the playoffs. It's the only chance we have of one of us coming out of this thing, man.
Hey, listen, we've had that happen before. The two of us have gone to the playoffs. We still have not made a championship run.
This is our year.
I hope so. It would be nice if we could actually make
Dale
it happen.
has to change his name.
Well, he changes his name every year.
I know,
He'll
but
change
this
it to
way
it. Morning after
Big
with
J
Nick.
never going to win. Nick won.
God, well, I don't know about that.
Dale too.
I still hate my team, and I think I'm a fraud. So I'm nobody to bet on heading into this playoff push. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Thank you to McCleary's Pub for sponsoring the Morning After Fantasy Football League. We got your bad impressions next on the app.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got another great show coming up here Friday. The Shapeshifter Tour, leg number 2 there at Treassure Music Hall, which includes Memphis Mayfire, Rain City Drive. It's going to be a hell of a show and lineup, and a Friday night nonetheless there at Treassure Music Hall right downtown. So we'll get you lined up with these tickets here when you figure out bad impressions today. A fictional character, Nick. I love it.
I heard you. 208-287-1003 if you want to check out the Memphis Mayfire show on Friday on us. Of course, you have 3 clues to do so. If you give us a call at 208-287-1003, Big J will try to point you in the direction of a fictional character, somebody that doesn't exist on the real world plane, only in perhaps movies, TVs, maybe even your own imagination. Maybe it's it's not a literary character, is it, Big J?
No, well, I mean, for you probably.
But
I love graphic novels.
I do love graphic novels. Why is that a bad thing?
Because
I don't understand.
It's like you're still trying to be an adult, but you want to do kid stuff.
Well, I do read actual books too, but I will, spoiler alert for my end of year reading list that's about to come out, Big J. One of my favorite things I read this year was a graphic novel. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was referring to
What
that.
do you think about it, though?
I didn't read it. I watched the movie.
You might, but it may be a different thing altogether. So, if you want to play 208-287-1003, it apparently is a graphic novel character. We're going to give you that clue in advance.
Hey, people. Okay, I want to say this. You're complaining because you want to have enough concerts. We have concerts tickets to give you for a Friday night show to a really good band, and it's crickets over here. So what the hell do you want? Like, what do you want?
They want Alice in Chains to change their name.
I guess so. But it's like, come on, people.
I like when Big
Snobs.
J yells. Hello, the X.
Well, for Christ's sake.
How's it going?
Good, man. Are you ready for the clues?
Yeah, let's have it.
I've always believed that anyone could be a superhero if you're rich enough and watched your parents get gunned down in the streets of Gotham.
That's Batman.
That's Batman.
Good job, man. Hang on 1 second. We'll hook you up with those Memphis Mayfire tickets. What were clues 2 and 3?
Am I scared of bats or just use them as a symbol because I love them? And then last but not least, I like my cave.
It's a bat cave.
It's a bat cave.
Yeah.
Nick, have you ever heard of the Batman effect?
Maybe.
According to a new study, the appearance of Batman makes people nicer.
Yeah.
Now, during the study, which was conducted on a subway, riders were almost twice as likely to give up their seats to a pregnant woman where there was a guy dressed as Batman on the train with them. I can only imagine this research project.
This is honestly the
Hire a
craziest
dude
study.
to dress up as Batman. You got a pregnant woman walking around the subway looking for a place to sit. That's how this goes down. But researchers concluded that it wasn't specifically the sight of a superhero that inspired them to be better people. Instead, it was just having something or someone unusual nearby that snapped them out of their routine.
Yeah, I believe that more than I believe. Because, I mean, like, even if that's happening, you in the back of your mind go, That's not the real Batman.
Yeah, no.
He's not vengeance. He's not there to strike fear in my heart. He's on the subway just like you and me. It's not going to make me get up because I'm scared of what Batman's about to do. I just do it out of the goodness of my heart. But
exactly.
Yeah, it is troubling though that even that the fact that it does take something unusual to go, I should give up my seat for a pregnant woman, does bother me a little bit though.
Well, I mean, listen,
not a great sign for humanity.
We also don't have a subway here. So.
No, but I'm just saying, like, in general, like, you should just be like, that woman needs to get off of her feet. Yeah. I should help her out. I can stand up. I'm an able-bodied person. Please take my seat. But it takes a Batman or something weird to happen for us to go, oh, my God, I should be a human being. Hang on one second. Maybe we're just too busy staring at our phones.
I got to give up the seat. Batman's right there.
Batman is right
Kick
there.
My ass.
He's looking at me. He's got Alfred on speed dial. I'm bleeped if this doesn't happen. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We'll wrap up the show here next on the X.
It's the year-end.
But I wish her the best. And hopefully she's very happily married and her and her family are doing fantastic.
Yeah, what happens when they get a messy divorce?
And none of my business, man. Then she becomes Millie Bonnie Brown, I guess. Millie Bonnie Bobby Brown.
Choose whatever.
MBBBBB is what we'll call her. Morning After with Nick and Big J. That is it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Jason Drew's up next. It's the X Rocks.